So the first thing that I wish that I knew, I'm ashamed to admit it, but it's the truth. This phase of my fitness journey that caused such a large hiccup. This is when I really had no clue how to cut body fat. What's going on? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that I wish that I knew in the beginning of my fitness journey, but with a twist. At the same time, I'm going to be showing you guys my leg and booty workout from yesterday, which was phenomenal. I am sore from it currently, and it was a very good workout, so I'm excited to share it with you. So I'm just gonna get right into it. First, I started off this workout with the hack squat machine. I've been loving this thing lately because you still get like the benefits of doing a squat, but it doesn't have so much pressure on your spine and just on your back and your shoulders and everything. And also I get way better glute engagement with it because of its angle. I'm just allowed to sit further back on my heels, and I just feel a way better contraction with my glutes. So I've been loving that. And I also add a band around my knees as well. So I'll go a little bit lighter in weight, but add a band just to recruit my outer glutes and help with rounding out the glutes. And I've just been absolutely loving it. It also helps me keep my knees outward to recruit my glutes more in general. So it's just a 10 out of 10. And first I did 1 set of 15 to warm up, and then I did 3 sets of 10 following that. And I really pushed my weight here. So the first thing that I wish that I knew when I first started my fitness journey was that there are no foods that are going to magically make you gain body fat and, on the contrary, make you miraculously lose body fat. When I first started my fitness journey, my main goal was to build muscle and curves and shape and all of that good stuff. So I knew that I needed to eat more food in order to do that. But at the same time, I thought that there were certain foods like pizza and cake and ice cream that made you like gain body fat directly. I just thought like, yes, you need to be eating more calories to gain muscle, but they need to be like super clean, healthy calories in order to make you gain healthy weight, I guess. Which a part that still has some merit and truth to it, but I just thought that like if I ate a piece of pizza, that's what's gonna make me directly store body fat. So I just wish that I knew the whole concept of calories in versus calories out. Now I know that what matters more is your overall caloric intake for the day versus your caloric expenditure for the day, not necessarily what you're eating. It's more so if you're in your controlled maintenance amount of calories that allows you to fuel you throughout the day, you won't be gaining weight or losing weight. So next is my all-time favorite exercise ever, no matter what body part we're training. It's hip thrusts, but not just your plain, normal, lame Jane. This is a hip thrust variation called 1 1/2 hip thrusts. I freaking love these, because it just literally just pushes your glutes off the brink and just pushes them to the limit, and I get such a good burn and contraction when I do this. Plus when you add a band like I did, it's killer. Basically what it is you do 1 full rep of a hip thrust and then a half of a rep, and that counts as 1. First I did 1 set of 15 to warm up, and then I did 3 sets of 10. And again, the band around my knees just helps to recruit my outer glutes and get them into the movement, which will help with shaping the glutes and rounding out the booty, which is what I want. And the second thing that I wish that I knew when I first started my fitness journey is that walking and getting your steps in actually is beneficial. When I tell you I used to scoff at low intensity cardio and the people who went and walked on the treadmill, I'm ashamed to admit it, but it's the truth. I thought that people who did that sort of cardio just were the people that like wanted to work out and say that they worked out, but like didn't want to put any sort of effort and intensity into their training. I just really had no clue that it had any benefits at all. And now that I know that walking is my saving grace and that there's so many benefits, not only for your just internal body, but also with achieving your fitness goals, it helps so much with that. So now I know that walking plays a really big role with helping to de-stress my body, lower my cortisol levels. It helps me get outside and have fresh air, just get vitamin D. There's just so many things that just with walking in general helps my like internal state, and also it helps me achieve my fitness goals and stay lean and have a lean physique because it burns calories without me really even realizing it. And since it's so low intensity and so low stress on the body, it takes virtually no time for your body to recover from it, as opposed to if you're doing really high intensity like HIIT training or something like that, which would take you multiple days to recover, and therefore it kind of would cause you to have to take more time in between your sessions in order to have another efficient session again. So walking is my MO. It's like already, I know that's going to be the first thing that I manipulate when I go into my cutting phase for summers. I want to increase my daily steps. The third exercise that I did are Landmine Stiff Leg Deadlifts. I love these, and I haven't been doing these because sometimes I can't find the landmine attachment at my gym. Also, if you don't have access to a landmine, machine attachment, whatever. You can just use dumbbells, just do a normal RDL, use a barbell, whatever you have access to. But I personally love it on the Landmine because the angle of it just allows me to sit further back into the deadlift, and I just feel such a greater stretch in my glutes and my hamstrings, which I really like. And it allows me to sit back more on my heels to recruit my glutes more without needing to worry so much about balance. I did 3 sets of 15. And the third thing that I wish that I knew when I started my fitness journey is that when you go into a deficit, you need to start from the amount of calories that you're already currently consuming. Now, if you watched my fitness journey video, you'll know what I'm talking about. This phase of my fitness journey that caused such a large hiccup, which if I had just done some more research, it could have been avoided. This is when I really had no clue how to cut body fat because it never was like my initial goal with weight training. So I just never did proper research to know how to do it. And I started to do research really surface level, and of course everyone's saying you have to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight, and of course I'll be like, just go online and use the calorie calculator and it'll show you your deficit calories. And of course when I do that with my height and weight and the calculator is assuming that I'm eating at a maintenance level of calories when I was coming off of a bulk, so I was eating majorly in a surplus, it spit out 1750 for me to what I should be eating. And at that point in time, since I had just come out of a bulk, I was eating like 2700 calories, and I cut to the 1750. So just imagine cutting your calories by almost 1,000. One of the biggest no-nos, my hormones were so out of whack, my cortisol levels went through the roof, I gained more weight, it was a disaster. So I just wish that I knew that in order to create a deficit, to start to initiate the fat loss phase, all you need to do is to create a deficit from where you're currently at, where your current individual unique maintenance level is, and just take away like 200, 250, max 300 calories, and you will start to see results simply because your body has adapted to that higher caloric range. So anything lower than that, what you're currently eating, you will lose weight because it's less than your maintenance level of what your body has adapted to and what it's used to. The fourth exercise that I did, which these ones are amazing as well, and I used to love these used to be my go-to, and I haven't done them in so long because the Smith machine at the gym that I'm at now, it has a really short range of motion. I don't know why I never thought to add a box, but yesterday I thought to add a box. So now here's me doing it with standing on a box. But if your Smith machine allows you to go lower than mine and it's compatible with your flexibility, feel free to ditch out on the box. And the stabilization of the Smith machine just allows you to not really need to focus so much on balance, especially when you're doing a single leg movement. It's hard to focus on balance plus being able to push your weight. I just really like that it stabilizes me and it allows me to push my hips a little bit further back to increase that stretch in my glutes and hamstrings. Like I said, I just freaking really love it. So I did 2 sets of 15 for that. And the fourth thing that I wish I knew is that training upper body needs to be done and cannot be skipped. My upper body has been something that I've always been so insecure about, and I never really knew how to get it to a point that I would be happy with because I just always simply wanted it to be smaller. So I was never really sure like if I should weightlift to make it into a physique that I want. Should I not lift weights? Should I do cardio? Like I didn't really know what to do. So now I feel like I finally have found the importance and admiration for actually training upper body, especially when your diet and your training is complementing the type of sculpting that you wish to be doing. So like for me, I personally have found that my upper body responds well when I'm doing kind of moderate weight, a little bit higher reps, and also incorporating like body weight movements. That for me is how I get my upper body to a point where I like it the most and still have like a tight, toned, muscular upper body without it being too much for my liking. The last exercise for this workout is actually a superset. So first I did barbell lateral lunges, which these I really love for shaping the booty. As you can tell, I do a lot of outer glute work because I just feel like it makes the world of a difference with shaping your glutes, and just when your booty's more rounded, it just seems even bigger from the side in my opinion. And just like the last 8 months I was neglecting doing any like lateral work for the sides of my glutes, and I am telling you I see a difference in the shape of my glutes. So I've really been trying to get back on it. So I supersetted that. I did sets of 12 to 15, and then I supersetted that with banded hip abductions. I did sets of 30 of these, and for this I really think it's really important to make sure your heels are planted in the ground so you can actually feel it on the sides of your glutes and not have your legs just be taking over. So you want to do both of those movements back to back and then rest and then repeat it one more time. So in total you're going to be doing that superset twice. And the last thing that I really wish that I knew at the beginning of my fitness journey was just how crucial of a role hormones play, just like how much they impact and how much they are impacted by other things. I just didn't know anything about hormones. I didn't really understand how our actions as humans affect our hormonal status. You know, through things from like too much exercise, under eating, not eating enough healthy fats, having too much high intensity cardio or high intense training, and not enough rest for your body. Like all these things majorly impact and influence your hormones. It's super important to make sure our hormonal health is at its optimal state because they control so many other functions within the body. I don't know, I just wish I knew that my fitness regimen directly is impacting my hormones, and if I feel like if I knew that, I would have been able to work more with my body, if that makes sense, and be more intentional and mindful of my internal health. All right, so that is everything that I wish that I knew at the start of my fitness journey. I hope that, you know, you can learn from my mistakes. And I also hope that you really liked this workout. I'm realizing going back through it how much I love all these exercises and how much of a bomb freaking workout it was. If you enjoyed this video in any way or feel like it, definitely drop a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have been showing love and just keeping up with my channel consistently, genuinely, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm sending you all so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.